Throughout the years in NASCAR, we have seen countless drivers come and go. Some achieved immense success, winning championships and races on NASCAR's highest levels. Others slipped into obscurity, never to be heard from again. However, in between exist the drivers that might not be winning every week, but get far less credit than they deserve. These underrated drivers can be seen in the form of Juan Pablo Montoya and Jamie McMurray on the Cup side, and guys like Sergio Perez in F1 and Takuma Sato in IndyCar. Every form of racing from horses to boats has this phenomenon, and the NASCAR Pinty series is no different. I'm Alex Gallagher, and welcome to this very special 14th edition of After the Flag and the super official 200 subscriber special. Well, I guess 250 subscriber special now. This week we'll be looking at 7 of the most underrated and underappreciated drivers in the NASCAR Pinty series. This will not be a ranked list, as all of these drivers are equally talented in their own ways and deserve the same amount of recognition. My goal will be to showcase their accomplishments and hopefully give them a nice spark for this upcoming season. Sit back, strap in, and get ready to raise the bar, as kicking off this video, we will be heading out west to the beautiful city of Calgary, Alberta. Making his debut in 2016 for 22 Racing, Brett Taylor looked to break the mold for Western Canadian drivers. While many had come and many had gone, none had been successful in scoring an elusive win. Notching his first career top 10 in his debut season at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, Taylor moved over to CBRT to run partial schedules in 2017, 18, and 19. During his time at CBRT, Taylor scored 7 top 10 finishes with a best result of 7th place at Chaudière in 2019. His career changed upon joining up with Jason Hathaway and Ed Hackinson Racing midway through the 2019 season. The improvements were seen almost instantly, with Taylor beating his best career finish in both races in Saskatoon in only his second and third races with the team. However, race number 2 in Saskatoon was extra special, as he would score his first podium finish in front of his family at his adopted home track. To finish out the season, Taylor had to skip the remaining road course races but made up for it in the season finale. Despite never leading a lap in the series, Taylor was steadfast in becoming Western Canada's first Pinty Series winner. Locked in a fierce battle with team boss Hathaway, coming into the final corner, Taylor would nudge the number 3 Kubota Chevy out of the way, leading his first career lap, the checkered flag lap, and scoring the win in the Pinty's Fall Brawl at Ducasa.
You don't understand, racing with these boys for 5 years, and now having the chance to, wave the checkered flag, racing against my teammate for, first place. It was so much fun. Words can't even describe. Can't thank my wife. Love you so much for always supporting me. My family at home, my 4 kids at home, my team, EHR, all the crew, how we came on board for this race and we kicked ass. Woo!
Etching his name into NASCAR history, Taylor returned to EHR in 2020 driving the number 33. He would go on to score 2 top 5s and 5 top 10s in 6 races. Taylor is set to drive the famous EHR number 3 following the retirement of Hathaway. Driving one of the strongest cars on the grid, Taylor looks to compete for his first series title. Off track, Taylor owns and operates his own home building company in Calgary called Red Tree Projects. And as of 2021, his company has built over 2,800 homes. Next up, we have the thrill from Halton Hills, Gary Clute. Clute was born to race, as his father Peter was a racer himself and operates a vintage car dealer, Legendary Motorsports. Making his series debut in 2010 at the age of 17, Clute ran a total of 6 races before making the jump to full-time in 2015. He would start his Rookie of the Year campaign out with a bang, nabbing his first career pole. Clute lost the lead to Andrew Ranger on lap 11. However, CTMP has built a reputation up for last lap carnage, with the 2013, 16, 17, and 18 truck races all having last lap crashes involving the leaders. This race was no different. Heading into the final turn, Ranger and Scott Steckley collided. The 22 would spin while the 27 was stuffed into the tire wall. Clute would slip through the smoke to claim his first and only victory to date in the season opener.
Looking to turn number 9, and here comes Ranger to the inside. Steckley, close the door, there's contact. Side by side through turn number 10, and they're going to make more contact. A big hit. Steckley doesn't even lift, takes the 27 to the outside wall. He's able to save it, he's going to get refired. And the win will go to the rookie. Gary Clute will come out on top. Latsevich will come home second.
Clute would go on to claim Rookie of the Year honors that same season. Running his last full-time season in 2016, Clute would be forced to run a part-time schedule after sponsor CTL left the team. Between 2017 and 2019, Clute would only run 12 races but make the most of those starts. Scoring 4 top 5s, 8 top 10s, and a pole at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park in 2019, Clute made a case for why he should be a full-time driver once again. In addition to his Pinty Series success, Clute has run 3 CTMP truck races coming for KBM, Premium, and Nice respectively, an ARCA Menard Series E start at Watkins Glen, and 1 Cup start for Premium Motorsports in 2017 at Watkins Glen as well. Clute's achievements helped him get named to the 2016 NASCAR Next class alongside some big names like Julia Landauer, Noah Gragson, Alon Day, Harrison Burton, and Todd Gilliland. Clute is a driver with so much talent but not enough funds to make a full season happen. If any companies are looking to get back into the sport and need a wheelman, consider giving a guy like Gary Clute a much needed phone call. There is a common saying that age is nothing but a number, and Donald Tiege proved that to be accurate. Before making his Pinty Series debut at the age of 44, Tiege was an accomplished late model driver in the province of Quebec, competing primarily in the ACT Tour. Scoring 2 wins at St. Croix, Tiege continued to run the ACT Tour until 2017, but regularly competed at Onodrome Montmagny. Running a full season of CASCAR East in 2000 and 12 Super Series races between 2001 and 2003, Tiege landed a best finish of 4th at Toronto in 03. Making his Pinty Series debut at GP3R in 2011 at the age of 44, Tiege took 5 years off before joining 22 Racing in 2016 for 2 races. Making an impact right out of the gate, Tiege scored a pole at Kawartha and a best finish of 4th at Chaudière. Running 8 events in 2017, Tiege had 5 top 5s, 7 top 10s, 1 pole, and a best finish of 2nd coming 3 times, where he narrowly missed the Ducasa win after a last lap bump and run by Caden Lapsevich. Moving to his very own 24 Chevy for 2018, Tiege would finally go on to see victory lane. On a picture-perfect afternoon in Saskatoon, Tiege started 2nd, taking the lead away from Kevin Lacroix in lap 15, leading the final 110 laps. Tiege took home his first and so far only NASCAR checkered flag.
Now into 3 and 4 for the final time. He has been so fast on the ovals. He's been so close in NASCAR. Now it's his time to shine. Donald Tiege will take race number 1 here in Saskatoon.
Dedicating the win to the late Humboldt Broncos forward Connor Lucan, Tiege became the oldest winner in series history at 50 and the first driver to win in the brand new Chevrolet Camaro. Tiege had a strong end to the season, coming close once again at Ducasa. Recording another strong year the following season in 2019, Tiege had planned on retiring at the end of the year from full-time racing. However, the all-oval track 2020 COVID-adjusted schedule was just enough to bring him out of retirement. Moving over to the brand new white motorsports in 2020, Tiege's season was very consistent, and over the course of 6 races, he logged 2 top 5s and 4 top 10s with another runner-up finish at Ducasa. Tiege will return to the white number 80, splitting driving duties with Jean-Frédéric Leberge. In addition to his Pinty Series and late model work, Tiege has ventured into the Xfinity Series, racing with DGM Racing. Running a total of 6 races from 2018 to 2020, Tiege has a best finish of 25th. Off the track, Tiege owns a fleet of car dealerships in Quebec, including Circuit Acura and Mercedes-Benz Saint-Nicolas, which served as his sponsors for many of his racing endeavors. Tiege will look to score win number 2 this year and dominate on the ovals. In episode 9, we talked about the rise of LP Dumoulin from his humble beginnings all the way to the top of the series. However, you may have missed this in the video, but LP has an older brother who raced in the series as well, named JF. Starting out in karting and open wheel just like his brother, JF was part of the Players Development Program alongside Alex Tagliani, Jacques Villeneuve, and Greg Moore. He would go on to swap over to sports car racing in 2000, driving the Rolex Grand Ams. Scoring 3 wins in his class across his 40-plus starts, including 2 at Daytona, Dumoulin jumped into stock cars in 2006, racing a one-off CASCAR appearance at Montreal. Dumoulin made partial season attempts for around 8 years before going full-time in 2015. Scoring his first podium finish in the season opener, Dumoulin was a beast on the road courses, but sadly could never find his big break to win like his brother did. Scoring a total of 13 top 5s and 4 podiums, arguably Dumoulin's most emotional podium was during the 2019 Grand Prix Trois-Rivières. Celebrating the Dumoulin family's 50th year of racing, the Dumoulins wanted to put on a show at their home Grand Prix. In the closing laps, LP managed to pass Alex Tagliani to take the lead and eventually the win. Meanwhile, further back, JF was in his own battle, holding off some hard chargers for that final podium spot. Battling with Kevin Lacroix, DJ Kennington, and Jason Hathaway, Dumoulin held on to 3rd to claim the first ever double podium finish for the Dumoulin brothers on their family's 50th anniversary.
Ben, on voulait depuis longtemps, mais c'est vraiment, on est vraiment content. Tu sais, la voiture 04 Spectra Premium, Bellemare, 3e Mitsubishi, on était vraiment forts. On frappait un petit peu le mur en début de course en se bataillant pour monter le peloton. On avait une crevaison, on est retombé à l'arrière, on a réussi à avoir des super départs, puis on s'est battu très fort, la voiture était rapide, très vite sur les restarts, les long runs, on en perdait un petit peu, mais regarde, je voyais en avant ce badge à 3e. Regarde, c'est une très bonne position. Je suis bien content pour toute notre équipe qui a travaillé tellement fort pour préparer ces 4 voitures-là qu'on avait ici en fin de semaine. La 47 qui gagne, moi qui fais 3e, les autres qui ont eu des bonnes courses. On est bien content.
Despite never winning a race in NASCAR, JF Dumoulin had some impressive runs on the road courses. I always found myself cheering for him every single time these drivers came to GP3R, and hopefully if Dumoulin comes back, he can get that elusive first win. Dumoulin has also made 2 starts in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series as part of an international exchange in 2018 with Frenchman Frédéric Gabillon. He also scored a 7th place finish in his lone Xfinity Series start at Montreal in 2009 for R3 Motorsports. Coincidentally, the first and only top 10 for that team ever. A blast from the past, Robin Buck had one of the most successful Pinty Series campaigns despite never technically racing a full season. Running in CASCAR from 1998 to 2006, Buck scored 3 total combined wins in both CASCAR and CASCAR East. Scoring a total of 10 top 5s, 16 top 10s, and 5 poles, Buck joined the Pinty Series in 2007. Despite never running more than 5 races in any given season, Buck was a fierce competitor on the road courses and always seemed to compete at those tracks. Buck made 34 starts over the course of 11 years, with every single one of them coming on either a road course or a street circuit. Scoring 2 top 5s in 2007, Buck would see moderate success before setting the NASCAR world alight in 2011. Driving the number 66 Quaker State Dodge, Buck raced 5 events, all coming on road courses. Starting his season off at the inaugural race at Circuit ICAR, Buck qualified 7th. The race was dominated by Alex Tagliani, JR Fitzpatrick, and Andrew Ranger, who combined to lead all but 2 of the race's 33 laps. After Tagliani and Ranger got tangled up in a wreck on lap 28, it opened the door for Buck to take the lead after Ranger was given the black flag for his involvement in the smash-up. Buck held off Scott Steckley to win his first Pinty Series race ever.
And this is in the final passing spot, turn number 14. Steckley doesn't have enough. He gets crossways. Now through 50, the final turn here at Circuit ICAR. Robin Buck will see the checkered flag from here. It waves, and Robin Buck, the winner of the inaugural ICAR Grand Prix.
He would finish on the podium at Toronto and CTMP before he would be back in victory lane, the most prestigious race in the series. Starting 8th at GP3R, it took Buck only 7 laps to get the lead, passing 2-time GP3R champ LP Dumoulin and holding off 4-time GP3R champ Andrew Ranger. Buck would lead the final 38 laps to claim his second and final Pinty Series win as of 2021. Following his kick-ass 2011 season, Buck would jump around doing part-time drives for Kerry Mix, DJ Kennington, and CBRT following the closure of his 66 car at the end of 2014. While it is unknown what his future plans are, Robin Buck remains to this day a very underrated Pinty Series road course racer. Ever since I was a kid, I always looked for athletes who happened to be from an area close to where I'm from. Given that the last NASCAR driver to hail from Muskoka was Dan Shurtleff in the late 90s, I've had to resort to finding drivers from places kind of close to my hometown. Enter Anthony Simone. Hailing from Holland Landing but residing in nearby Barrie, Simone has been a very underrated driver since entering the series in 2008. Not only does he race with my favorite number of all time, 95, but he's also a driver known to leave it all out on the racetrack. Sometimes that gets him on the podium, other times that ends in a mechanical failure or in the tire wall. But for Simone, you could never say he doesn't go out there and give it his all. Simone made his NASCAR debut at the 2008 season opener at Cayuga. That season would prove rough for Simone, failing to finish 7 of 13 races he ran that year. However, in 2009, he would be back with a vengeance. Scoring 2 standout performances at Delaware and Mosport, Simone went on to log 3 more top 5s, including another runner-up finish at GP3R to match his career best finish.
Yeah, the Crown Modular United Lumber Chevy Monte Carlo was hooked up today. Thatcher and Julio made a great call to put 2 tires on the car, but the car was hooked up. We deserved to be where we were. Tires fell off at the end, but we were fast all weekend. We were in the top 5 all weekend, and today's the greatest day of my racing career to come from open wheel cars, start our own team last year, and put this car up here in the top 3. This is the greatest feeling for sure.
Simone would score 2 more top 5s in 2010 coming at Vernon and another runner-up at Edmonton. Flash forward to 2014 and Simone was back racing close to full-time in the series. After leaving the sport between 2011 and 2013, nabbing a 4th at St. Eustache, Simone raced very consistently, and come 2017, he was ready to go for a win. Starting the second Mosport race in second, Simone's biggest competitor was pole sitter Kevin Lacroix, and the impending rain shower. With the car starting on wet tires, Simone was able to keep pace with race leader Lacroix in the early going. On lap 24, the rain started to dry and all the leaders pitted. Well, all but Simone. You see, Simone had a plan. Drive as long as he could on rain tires, wait for a caution, pit, use his fresh tires, and then smoke everyone in the field and win the race. In fact, it was a genius plan. But there was one problem. The CTMP race that day became the first race in almost 3 years to run caution-free from start to finish, dashing Simone's plan and relegating him to a P4 as Lacroix, Tagliani, and Ranger would blow by him on slicks. As someone who was at the race that day, I can assure you I was just as heartbroken as Simone was. We all really wanted him to win. Simone ventured to CBRT in 2019 as he really didn't want to run his own equipment anymore. Scoring one final top 10 at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, CBRT closed at the end of that season and Simone was back to running his own equipment in 2020. Simone recently ventured into IMSA racing, competing in the LMP3 Prototype Challenge division. Racing 9 events as of 2020, Simone has 1 podium, which came at Barber. Simone's son Rocco has been tearing it up down south in the Florida Winter Karting Championships. Quite possibly another future star in the making. And now we reach the final driver on the list. And for the most part, this driver has been a very quiet fixture in the series over the past half-decade. Antoine Cameron's path to victory was easily one of the Pinty series' most highly anticipated first wins. Starting his career off in sports car racing, Cameron raced from 2002 to 2008 in both the American Le Mans Series and the Rolex Grand Am Series. Scoring a combined 3 podiums across his time in those series, Cameron made the jump to NASCAR in a rather bizarre way. Prior to the 2013 Grand Prix Trois Rivières, a contest was held for the local sportsman race the day prior. Whoever won the sportsman race would win a chance to race with White Motorsports in the number 88 in the Grand Prix on Sunday. Cameron managed to score the victory in the race and finished 29th in the Pinty's race after starting a really impressive 3rd. Over the next batch of years, Cameron improved. Scoring his first podium finish at Bowmanville in 2014, Derek White brought him on board full-time for 2015, and Cameron didn't disappoint. Scoring 5 top 5s and 2 podiums, including a runner-up at Riverside, Cameron was only able to run a single race in 2016. For 2017, he joined 22 Racing, locking 2 podiums in his first 4 races. But in Toronto, Cameron seemed destined for his first win. That is until he overdrove the corner while chasing the number 74 and crashed on lap 30. For 2018, Scott Steckley made him the full-time official driver of the number 22 GM Paillet Chevrolet. Having an impressive season of 6 top 5s and 11 top 10s, Cameron would do the impossible and score his first career win on an oval. Up until this point, Cameron was touted as a veteran road course racer, but in St. Eustache, everything seemed to go his way. Starting second, Cameron took the lead from Kevin Lacroix on lap 33 and held it for 97 laps. In a race that became an absolute wreckfest, Cameron got the lead back from Kevin Lacroix on lap 238 and led the final 19 laps to claim his first checkered flag in the Pinty series.
Tag looks to get to the back bumper. Cameron, remember their teammates, but I don't think Tagliani cares. Cameron has half a lap to go. Cameron has been so solid on the road and street courses in the Pinty series. Here on an oval, he will win for the first time in his NASCAR career. What a job by Cameron. Tagliani second.
Finally scoring his highly anticipated first win in front of a mob of GM Paillet supporters, the crowd's reaction that day was so heartwarming to see. Coming back to the 22 in 2019, Cameron had a less than successful season due to being bitten by the bad luck bug at Bowmanville, Toronto, and GP3R. Cameron still managed 2 top 5s and 1 podium. A guy who competes every week, Cameron easily should have had about 5 or 6 wins to his name had luck not turned sour. After sitting out the 2020 COVID-shortened season, Cameron will be back in 2021 and looks to compete for a championship. The NASCAR Pinty Series has had countless drivers and teams come through the series over the years. These 7 are just a fraction of some of the truly underrated talent in this division. If there are any drivers you'd like to see me talk about in a possible part 2, leave them down in the comments below and I'll take a look and maybe we'll make a part 2. Thank you so much for watching and thank you so much for your support. 250 subscribers is absolutely crazy and I never thought we'd reach this point, but I owe it all to you guys. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, and I promise that the next video will not take this long to come out. It's one that I think you guys will really enjoy. It's been really one I've wanted to do for the past couple weeks now. Thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there, wear your mask, and hopefully we'll all be able to get back to the racetrack next year. I'm Alex Gallagher, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.